Welcome to Ecomm Cowboy. This is D2C's daily show where we believe ads are not bad, ignorance is expensive, and the American dream is alive and well on the internet today. It is Friday, May 1st, 2026. We're coming to you live from an undisclosed yet beautiful location in the hills of Austin, Texas. A little rainy today, but we are not discouraged. We have got a jam-packed show for you. We're brought to you by Incense Seguno Postscript, Rocked After Sale, and Axon by App Lovin'. And we could not be more excited to be doing so on this May 1st, this day of days. Grimace, Shake, social viral lore has resurfaced on the interwebs as Grimace goes viral again. Inside of the McDonald's Corporation, there is a war room happening right now in Germany, particularly. Grimace has gone viral again, and lore has reached us. We will dive into it. Northbeam has released a new media buying weather report that we are going to dive into. Turns out, view through attribution, a lot more conversions tracked there. Had to say it. And we're going to be joined by Alex Padilla, VP of e-commerce at Brello Health. They have gone from zero to infinity money in like 5 months. Okay. We're going to be joined by Jacques Spitzer, founder of Raindrop, GOAT when it comes to YouTube ads and creative, as well as Joey Spanjers, OG of D2C, who now helps run the best bookkeeping service in existence for CPG. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Colin Doherty. Colin, get in here. Get inside this show. Slightly new setup today. Do you like it? I mean, we've changed it a little bit.
Vibes are there.
Vibes are there. Well, the vibes are high as vibes are high as they always must be. And we are coming to one of our most favorite segments of the week. You know what I'm talking about. I'm ready, you're ready, and I am going to win. I'm talking about the one and only Hot Jobs. Caliente. To start out here, Kendra Scott, manager, marketplace, and social commerce. This role, I'm not sure there is a woman in the world who would not like to work here. Why? Because they make the most beautiful things for all of our lovely ladies to wear. Now, this is a very specific Amazon-focused role, okay? FBA, Amazon, but they want to explore social commerce, and that wording is inside of here. It's hybrid. It's Austin, Texas. Everybody knows, including J. Cal from the All In podcast, that Austin is the place to be. Builders build, and this is where they come to do so. Looking for 5+ years of experience, but very positive. We're looking at 195 to 299K. Is that correct? That sounds like almost a typo from me. But anyway, it's going to be a highly paid role in Austin, Texas, where rents are cheap and houses are aplenty. This is a goated opportunity for somebody to jump on in D2C. Tell me I'm wrong.
This is a great opportunity. This is a great company, and this has to be a typo for salary, because this is unbelievable salary for a manager marketplace social commerce role.
I think it was a typo, but the 195 is real. I believe that.
So that's the top end.
I think that's the low end. I think that's the low end. I mean, I was looking at this morning. I mean, it's a heavily paid role. I can confirm for you. I can confirm for you while you discuss your role. Let's go to Colin's role next, and I will verify that this role is getting paid out the wazoo.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about Posh Peanut. Do you want an amazing role where you're selling into the entire family and you're doing all of the head of e-commerce? You're going to be in California making 250 bands, 4 years experience with Shopify Plus. They're rocking and rolling with Shopify Plus. Of course, they're rocking with Shopify. You get to decide the direction and the site health and the roadmap for all of Posh Peanut, an incredible brand, massive LTV, drops. You're dealing with a ton of drops all the time. And I just think this is going to crush like you wouldn't believe, because they've already been crushing like you wouldn't believe.
Okay, I have to say here, I think I originally surfaced this role, and
Noted.
I'm just bringing this up because it did get reposted recently. It did reposted, but I definitely brought up a role from Posh Peanut a while ago, and
Uh,
I thought you were trying to steal my thunder a little bit by bringing it back up. It did get reposted though, which sounds like maybe they had their candidate and then they didn't, and now they're looking again. But do you remember that? I think I remember that.
yeah, you had like a head of ads or a head or a manager role. This is the head of e-commerce. It's so different.
Okay, well, whatever. I do think that I had a typo on the previous roll. We'll give you the hat tip here on this one. I think Posh Peanut, we got to give it to you because you refound it, even though I think I found it first still. But you refound it and you've got the right money in here. So we'll give this one to you. But I've got another roll. I've got another roll.
What was the typo?
There was no salary. There was no salary posted.
No salary. Get oh my gosh, get out of here.
No salary posted, okay, but this one definitely does. Okay,
Yeah.
Fringe Sport, okay, they specialize in making garage workout centers that people can install and get jacked and maxed. They can looks max and get jacked inside of their home garages. Okay, if you read this job description, I mean, it sounds like Jocko Willink wrote it, okay? And the details here, hybrid, Austin, Texas, the base is 120 to 150, but target comp is pushing you up to 250 if you're hitting all your goals. He wants 5+ years of digital marketing experience. I say he because if you read this thing, I'm telling you, it sounds like Sergeant Slaughter wrote it. This guy means business, okay? They're doing about $20 million per year. This is not a big build a big team role. It's not a make us a fancy slide deck. No, it's hands-on, grow this thing to a max, and he will lop you off $250,000 if you do so right here in Austin, Texas. Also, he wants you to have read $100 million offers and for it to have changed your life. This is going to be a sweaty, exercised, energetic opportunity for somebody to get a very serious check at the end of the year. Am I right?
Yeah, if you have absolutely no life and you're willing to just take it on,
Stop it. Stop
then
it.
this is a great role for you.
Stop it. You know it's a great role. You know it's a great role.
It's a great role for a person in a certain stage in their life. I don't think
Agree?
this is for everybody.
A certain stage. I totally
Yeah.
agree. It is. It's for
Yeah.
a certain person at a certain stage that wants to get after it, baby. That's
Yeah,
what it's
24/7.
for. And Jack, I'm just telling you, I mean, think about it. $250,000. That's a lot of money if you're willing to get in and get after it. I say that because she's going to be our ultimate judge of who brought the best role of the day. Okay, next role for you, Colin.
Next role for me. Let's rock and roll. This is so sick. This is a much cooler athletic role. You get to be e-commerce manager of Ironman, which is an iconic brand, and just you get to basically rock and roll with the coolest athletes and influencers. You're in Tampa, Florida, so it's going to be warm all the time. And it is 5 to 7 years merchandising experience. You own e-commerce, you own a little bit of the B2B. You are hands-on manager and you're driving the strategy for day to day. This is incredible. I love the fact that you're with basically a brand that has already, I would say, solidified themselves as the premier choice in the industry. And just you're selling to some of the coolest athletes in the entire world and some of the coolest people that are competing at the top level in the world.
It is a great brand, and it would be so cool to be involved with them, probably get to travel everywhere. You do have to own Ecom registration platform, B2B, and more. So it's a big role. Okay, it's a big
Yeah.
role. I will say, no money's mentioned here. Okay, no money's
Just
mentioned
enough.
here. That's, that I'm just saying, bringing that
Yeah.
out. It would be iconic, but Jack, think about it. Do you like watching running? That's the point. You got to think about that. And I'd like you to give us role of the day here. What are you picking? And you're going to go with French Sport. Yes, you are. You are definitely going to go with French Sport.
Oh
Give me a
my
hand clap,
gosh.
Jack. Can I get a hand clap? I think I deserve
my
that because
gosh.
this is a goated role that I dug up off of the internet. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, it's Friday, baby. you know, it is not every day that you come across a founder who like speaks this way. Everybody needs to go on LinkedIn or wherever and find this role and read it. This guy means business.
Yeah.
And if you can crush, he's willing to lop off a quarter of a milli for you at the end of the year. I feel better about my Friday already.
Wow.
Man, I am also glad. I don't want to bag on your roles. I did want to win, but I do think incredible opportunities here across the board, and people need to make a friend and find their way in. Am I right? I mean,
Absolutely.
it's time, regardless of what is happening in D2C, AI, etc. There are D2C companies that are still hiring humans. They are.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
so it's time to make a friend and find your way in. Now, as we move forward, and before we get to our first guest, who I don't think is here with us yet, let's talk about Seguno. Ladies and gentlemen, Seguno is the only marketing suite that lives entirely inside of Shopify. Why is that important? It means your emails, your reviews, your banners, they're all already there where you already work and play every day. And it means you don't have to trust your over attributed data to big email. Your Shopify data is your data with Seguno. This is email 3.0, okay? And it's the reason why they won the 2024 Shopify Build App of the Year. One-click automations, actual humans that can help you. Go and get their advanced Shopify segmentation playbook available at the URL scrolling across the screen below. Get a free trial, test them out, tell them Colin I sent you. I think they'll extend that to 30 days. Many thanks for Seguno being part of the show. Now, I wonder if our good friend Alex has the right link. He may not. I should text him. But while he is still coming, I'd love for us to dive into this first story that I kind of have ready here in my back pocket. And it's actually a story about one of our new sponsors. This just totally happened serendipitously on the timeline. Okay. This
Okay.
came to me. I'm talking about the tweet from the Dennis, Jack, there at the back of our show. 0 to 253K in spend on AppLovin and outperforming Meta the entire way. Okay.
Wow.
Outperforming Meta the entire way. Went from 0 to $253,000 in ad spend. And we're going to have to wait to pull it up. I don't know that Jack is ready to show it, but our good friend Alex Padilla is here. Alex is VP of Marketing at Brello Health. Okay. Let me give you some background before we bring him in. Brello Health has gone from like 0 to a gazillion dollars in like 18 months.
Yep.
And what Alex has told me is that basically you have to throw out all of the playbooks that typically work. You have to recreate all of the infrastructure inside. We all know that telehealth and GLP-1s are going to the moon, and Brello is a great example of that. Now, here's the crazy thing. We're talking about a tiny team. This is like less than 15 people inside
What?
of this brand that is going to the moon. We need to welcome our good friend Alex Padilla, VP of Ecommerce, inside the show. Get in here, Alex.
Let's
Get
go.
in here.
Let's
There
go.
he
How you guys
is.
doing?
It's booked.
Man, we're doing even better now that you are here, Alex. Welcome to the show. We appreciate you making the time
Thank
to
you so
join us
much.
today.
That intro was amazing. That was the best one I ever gotten.
We try to do our best. We try to do our best, my friend. But Alex, man, if you will, brother, I've been hearing rumblings about Brello. And of course, we've had our conversations as well, but I've been hearing rumblings about them. Man, I would appreciate it if you would just back up a little bit. Give us some backstory on yourself, how you got here, VP of Ecom inside of this hot, growing, rocketing brand. Give us some background on yourself and Brello as well, and what is going on there, man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, my background, I started an agency. I was a partner at an agency, pretty big agency, DDC agency. So when they brought me at Brello, they were like, "Hey, man," because he was a previous client that started Brello Health, and he was like, "Hey, we love what you're doing at the agency. So like, would you be interested coming full time?
Oh, they took you. They
Yeah,
stole you, Alex. Brought
yeah,
you over.
yeah. So I was like, it took a while, like I'm not sure, agency's pretty good right now. Everything going well there, good clients. But yeah, we sunset the agency, and then went over to Brello. They started in November 2024. I came right after, and it was a very small team. It started 3-4 people. The ecosystem was just a WordPress site, a landing page, and your checkout
Ooh.
connected to Stripe provider. But that's it. Nothing else. No retention ecosystem. Ads 4 or 5 running. So they needed scaling up. So yeah, they were doing pretty good when I came in, but then right after that, what I implemented was a playbook. So we tried your cookie cutter strategies, your growth systems, your landing pages, your ads, your PMAXs, your YouTube, everything, right? But because of compliance, because of everything that we have to make sure that we are adhering to, it's complicated. So just cookie cutter strategies, like they really don't work at all, specifically for telehealth. And then something that is very important as well, and I would say that is applied to every single industry, it's retention. I think, I don't know if you guys, from what you have heard, like you're talking e-commerce every single day,
We
um,
are.
but I don't think there is enough people talking about retention, or just customer retention, and just customer care. So when, let's say, AT&T, right? You've been with AT&T for 20 years. They have never said, "Hi, how are you doing? Is your service okay?" Nothing, right? You never heard about them. So
You
I
got
think
to
there is an
say hi to
opportunity.
them. You got to say
Yep.
hi to them. You got
Yeah.
to check in on them.
Yeah. So right now, GLP-1 is pretty competitive. We also have new products that we're adding. We have NAD plus. We have Sermorelin as well. We have
Nice.
protocols, which no one has, right? We
Wow.
have protocols. So we have GLP-1 plus NAD. And then we have new products launching, which is GLP-1, NAD, Sermorelin. We have new products coming. So besides, because GLP-1, once like you're done with it, once you reach your goals,
Then what?
what's next? What's next, right?
So
So
it sounds like, Alex, it sounds like you guys have been building unique products on the back of people just entering into the GLP-1 gate, and then you've been maintaining that relationship. I mean,
yeah,
where has the business gone since you came on in November 2024 or so? Where have things gone business wise?
yeah. So we're up to 9 figures.
Ooh,
All
big number.
all all
Big
we
number.
we grew pretty much like the website broke 17,000 times from the volume. So essentially, there is some things that as a marketer, like you're not like, there's things that I learned that you weren't aware of. So like, because you can't, or we are not using Shopify, we're not using Klaviyo. We had to use, we're using Attentive at the moment, and we're using WooCommerce, but we're using SiteGround, for example. So like the things you learn, the technical things, I think help you learn how can you make it, because even the website, it has to be a great experience for your customer, right?
Oh
So
yeah. Well, I'll just tell you this, Alex. I'm like looking at your website now. I would never believe that this is a WooCom website. And I
Yeah.
not to throw shade on WooCom. I'm just used to living in the Shopify
yep,
ecosystem, and so
Yeah.
where things just come beautiful out of the box,
Yeah.
and they work out of the box, which not always the case on other platforms. This is a beautiful website, man. And I'm
yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
thanks.
like, that many sales and such. I mean, I'm sure this thing got broken 17,000 ways,
Yeah,
every single time. I mean, Colin, I know is interested in the whole telehealth space. I mean, I think he's more bullish on peptides than anyone. I
Yeah.
mean, am I right, Colin?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, you're riding a wave that is basically one of the most massive waves in the last 5 years of e-commerce. It's super interesting how you guys are expanding. Could you talk to us a little bit about the strategy, the tactical, practical side of this? Because it's a really interesting thing where you have to deal with this extra massive layer of compliance,
Huge.
which most brands, I would say 95% of brands never have to deal with.
No.
So how are you bobbing and weaving and going from, hey, the website's broken 17 times to we're at 9 figures now, which most brands cannot say.
Yeah, yeah. So like for us, I think like the most important part in just talking about it's like I'm super bullish about like, and I know a lot of people in our company too is about customer care. Start from the website. So we have to have a great experience on the website. So like our website, if you go through it right now, it's like a DTC website. So it's direct response and it's
Yeah.
mobile optimized. So like even the slider on the landing pages, like that's where you are on the first scroll. Your your features, your price, and your CTA. And then you want to scroll down, then you can continue to add more information about us. But we optimize mobile first always, and we've tested multiple placings, multiple images of the vial. Like we tried a bunch of things, and like I was saying that even we had to increase the server capacity a bunch of times. Like we were even at capacity with SiteGround,
That's
PHP
crazy.
memory. Some things that a marketer you're like, yeah, you know, because usually Shopify, like you say, you're not thinking about that. You're
Yeah.
not thinking that a Shopify website will break. Um, but yeah, when it comes to scaling up in compliance, like we are not risk averse. We work hand in hand with compliance, so we do find ways that we can say what we want to say
Yep.
in a non risky manner. And I think for marketers and even for my team, just getting the understanding of like don't make claims. Um, how can you get around
It's
on
tough.
saying the things that you want to say. So like for a normal DTC brand, you want to build a landing page, you can ship it in a week. Now with AI, if you guys been using Claude Design, it's freaking insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Download HTML, put it in GitHub, boom, you can do whatever you want. So like we now with the tools that you have, we can ship faster, we can publish faster, but there is a layer of you say even compliance, even advertising wise. So everything that we do, all our team has to take trainings. All our team has to have an understanding. Our copywriters,
Cumbersome.
our ad designers. So we have
Cumbersome.
SO. Yeah, you need SOPs for everything. So that's something else that again it's important. It's just have SOPs, and then we haven't even talked about the how to scale. Like right now, like what we're dealing with is creative volume. Like
Yeah.
Meta
What's working?
is
What's working, Alex?
what right now for us. Okay, I'll give you the playbook, but
Come on,
it's
bro. We need it.
founder videos are crushing for
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Podcast videos crushing for us, and then
Yeah.
Podcast
static.
videos.
Yep, yep. So static ads with like awesome backgrounds like you guys have, and static ads price centric, just straight to the point.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a tool. Again, I'm not affiliated to them whatsoever, but I love using them. It's called Luma
oh,
Labs.
okay.
Pretty cool. So you just essentially just upload your lifestyle images, compliance document, branding. You tell what you want, and then it produces what you
Interesting.
need. And
Interesting.
Wow.
yeah, what we have found that is super accurate and it has like very good execution is ChatGPT 2.0 images is the best. So in terms of static, we don't have a problem. But when it comes to UGC, it's difficult. Um,
Tricky.
it's difficult because like the usual UGC of like hey, Brad is the best, blah, but no. So there's something that we have on we create internally. It's called True GC. It's
True
true.
GC.
We got to hear about
So
this. What is
Yeah, give
yeah,
this?
us talk to us about True GC, Alex.
so it we our partnership and creator manager that we have. What I thought there is like, and I'm sure many people do this, but you just go to TikTok, search GLP-1, and just find people who are on GLP-1s, were on GLP-1s, and because they understand, right? They understand what you go through, because something that is important, and it's also for any industry. I'm sure a lot of people do it, but just understanding the customer is number one, especially for
Oh, yeah.
UGC, because you cannot put you some random person talking about NAD or sermorelin or
Yeah.
Yeah.
GLP-1. It's just not exactly the same thing. So yeah, like for someone because for someone on GLP, going to your wherever you want to go, Abercrombie and Fitch, and you're gonna go and get a pair of jeans, and you're like, I'm even shy to try jeans on, but after you were at 38 probably, but now
Yeah.
if you're in a 36, that's a huge win
That's a
for
good
some
point.
people. For some people, I've even seen yeah, go ahead. You want to
Oh
ask
no,
something, please?
it sounds like True GC. What you're doing is you're just filtering for people that are already experiencing your product or have deeply felt
I
the
love that.
benefits thereof.
Yeah, I
And
love
Yeah.
so
that.
it's not just like, yeah, we're looking for like this kind of persona. Find me a mom who's about 36 and she's winsome on camera. No, you're looking for people who have deeply felt the benefits of being on GLP-1s, what it feels like to have a smaller waist size, et cetera. That's more what you're looking for. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, and even people who, because there are the people who are on the fence, right? They're like, oh, I don't know anything about GLP-1, or I never heard about GLP-1, but like someone talking about, what it is, what their experience was, or just maybe someone super, super top of funnel, that can talk to someone about what they're going through, because we also scrape Reddit. Same, we use Claude. Claude is super powerful.
Yeah.
We have artifacts scraping Reddit all the time for what you call it, for just for threads. And there was one very interesting one that says like, I don't have knee issues anymore. Like my knees don't hurt anymore. I'm like, that's a good hook.
That's a good
Um,
hook.
yeah. Or yeah, just there's so many. There is so many ideas. And then yeah, just again the volume, like we essentially need to produce around 2 to 3 thousand ads per month, and that's just being
Whoa.
very, very
Whoa, brother. That's a lot of ads, brother. That's a
yeah,
lot of volume, man.
That's a crazy amount of volume.
yeah,
Two
yeah,
to
yeah,
3,000.
yeah. That's how much you need.
Oh my
I
gosh.
mean, Alex, do you find in a batch like that? Let's just take last month. Do you find like some evergreen winners from there
Yeah, there is
I would
evergreens.
hope.
There is evergreens. There
that
is
will
evergreens.
last?
Yeah, there is bunch of evergreens, but we have been dealing with a lot of frequency. Like there is some tools that we are exploring that we can exclude existing customers, but our frequency goes high pretty quickly. So we have to do the turnaround of creative pretty fast, and with everything with Andromeda, etc. So we have to really, really be creating unique angles.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge.
Well, I don't know how
That
you
we
do
need to
that
explore.
3,000 times, Alex. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah, I mean,
that's a do you I mean,
we have a good team.
do you have multiple like creative agencies involved or like how do you
We,
practically work that out?
It's just Alex. It's just Alex and
It's
Claude
just Alex
yeah,
just
just me and Claude and ChatGPT, and
cooking.
yeah. No, we do have an external agency that's helping us with creative and partnership. So again, Meta, and we're only talking about Meta. Like we haven't even talked about PMax. Like yesterday, I talked to I don't want to digress, but yesterday I talked to the team at San Francisco. Like because we have someone at Google that's helping us, and demand gen. We haven't even touched demand gen, but for Meta, rewarding right now partnerships. So
Yeah.
we have someone, and we are actually trying to look for a tool, try to build a tool that will do the outreach, like Reacher. If you guys heard back in the day, TikTok Shop, Reacher, a bunch of outreach at the same time. But partnership right now in on Meta is what you have to look. If you know Rice Coffee, look at the ads
Yeah.
library. They're running 6,000 ads. So
That's a
those
lot
guys
of
are the
ads.
goats and partnerships, bunch of partnerships.
It reminds me of our conversation with Jordan West, where he basically said your entire Meta ads library should just be partnerships. 100% all should be
That's what he
partnership.
said. It is.
And we were like, how can you do that? And he was like, well, you have a founder, don't you? And you're like, yeah. And he's like, well, any extra spillover you put onto the founder account, and 100% of your Meta ad library should be partnership ads. And we were floored. And
Yeah.
now you're saying, hey, partnerships is the move. And I couldn't agree more. I mean,
Well, one.
yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, man.
Oh no, I was
one,
going to say, yeah. Oh yeah.
Go,
you
Colin.
go ahead.
Go, Colin. Go, Colin.
I was going to say, what percentage of this 3,000, ad creative is actually going to be successful? Like, what is a good win rate for you?
Our win rate, we have to get better at win rate. I'll tell you that. Like we have to produce a lot. So
Yeah.
like we're looking right now, it's like quality, but it needs to be unique. But the thing is that we have to move quickly, and because customer acquisition, it's important for us. So obviously, because you cannot sustain a business only on renewal.
Yeah.
On retention, it's a very scary. That's what keeps me up at night. Just like how are we gonna acquire new customers?
Well, brother, I don't know how you sleep at all, because you need to produce 100 new ads per day.
Oh
yeah,
that's wild, bro.
It's mostly yeah. So again, like the Luma Lab thing, we are creating our own tool to create statics. We have 2 copywriters.
Wow.
Because we cannot just produce whatever the hell we want. Like, it has to be compliant. And actually, our cats is actually pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
So
of
what we do is that you get connected to Claude. So we plug in the scripts, and then that produces, like, you choose your avatars, produces the scripts, and then what we do is, before we even like go and hire anybody or look for a partnership, we test AI first. Oh, okay, it's good. CTR is good. Add to cart rates is good. So when we test, like, we are not looking for purchase, we're just looking for good baseline metrics. And then boom, then you can go, okay, I need 10 partnerships with this specific hook, and then go from there.
Alex, man, you've got so much to say here on the acquisition side. I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface on the retention side. Man, we're gonna have to bring you back and get a little more sauce on the retention side, brother. I mean, this is truly an impressive production. I mean, you don't go to 9 figures in what we're talking, like 18 months. You don't go to 9 figures in less than 18 months without like some extreme infrastructure for production inside of your team, which is exactly what you're describing. And hey, I will say before you go, Alex, partnership tool, finding the right people, automated influencer outreach. I mean, Incense is sponsor of the show, so we can hook you up, big bro.
Let's do it, man.
There we go.
We appreciate you coming on, brother. We're gonna have to have you back. And bro, keep scaling it to the moon. Get a few hours of sleep though, too. You're gonna have to have that, Alex. We got to keep you alive in the land of the living. Thank you for joining us, brother. Look forward to having you so much, man.
Thank you. Bye.
Crazy.
3,000 ads today.
3,000 ads per month. That is bananas.
That's brutal. That's one of the most brutal KPIs that I've heard for someone scaling in just Meta.
I mean, well, it like makes you like think about the practicals of like, how do I get to 9 figures in 18 months? I mean, it really makes you think. Taylor's always talking about this, Taylor Holiday. How many new ad creatives do I need this month in order to hit forecasts? and like figuring that out based on historicals, based on projections, etc. And I mean, it sounds like the path there for them in the telehealth space is like he's really arrived at. Like, no, we've got to have 3,000 new customers this month. I mean, 3,000 new ads this month. That's wild.
Yeah, that's wild and probably very painful because you have to make a really incredible system in order to get that rocking and rolling.
Yeah, exactly. We have Jacques Spitzer, knower of ball, famed knower of ball from Raindrop. I mean, this guy has quite literally created the best performing YouTube ad of all time. We're going to bring him in here to talk game and talk shop. But before he comes, let's talk about Postscript. Ladies and gentlemen, focus is an amazing thing, is it not? Yes, it is. When one focuses, you get outsized results. And that's what happens when people make the switch from whatever SMS partner they're working with to Postscript. People see on average a plus 22% increase in SMS revenue. Now, I did not see that. I saw a whole lot more. We went from making no money, hardly at all, on SMS to being a top 1% account on the entire platform. How'd you do that, Chris? I just did what they said. And what they're saying is that the conversational report is out. Lots of money to be made when people text you back and you leave them on red, or even worse, you send them an auto email responder type thing. Go email us at blah, blah, blah. Go get the conversational report, direct-to-consumer.co/the conversational report. Their AI shopper can have one-to-one conversations, brand appropriate, brand voice, brand knowledge with all of your customers at scale and put a whole lot of profit back in your pocket. Go talk to Postscript. Tell them Colin I sent you. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, we have Jacques coming in here, founder and CEO of Raindrop. I hear that he is San Diego based. I don't know how California continues to produce the world's best marketers, but it seems like everybody lives there, unless you're not living in Austin, Texas. He's 4-time Emmy Award winner. Isn't that crazy? I didn't even know that you could win. I guess I did. I'm not even sure I knew though that you could win Emmys for ads. This guy, he's been doing it big for all time and working with all of your favorite brands. We need to bring him inside of the show right now. Jacques Spitzer, founder, CEO of Raindrop. Get in here, Jacques. Get in here.
Oh,
yeah. Wow, look at him. Look at him. Yeah, baby. Bang, bang. Bang, bang, bang.
He's rolling on us. I love to see it.
You guys aren't looking for a third co-host, are you?
You know, we are.
My gosh.
We are. We've been.
Oh my gosh.
We've been scouring LinkedIn looking for a third host, and we think.
Am I the kind of person that has had this hat sitting on my desk all week for this moment?
I think
absolutely.
So. I think
Let's go.
A whole lot of California Cowboys.
Big fan of the two of you. Whatever you get paid, it's not enough. It's not enough. Shout out Postscript for supporting.
Shout out Postscript. Shout out our day ones. That's right.
Also, shout out the Beast Games poster behind you. I mean, just unbelievable. Let's go.
Yeah.
Look at that.
You know,
let's go.
Here's what I'll say. I'll tell this quick story because it's fun.
Please.
So we got to do a video with Mr. Beast a couple years ago. And got to work with his team intimately. Became really good friends with a guy named Sean. Sean went on to co-create Beast Games and became a friend of mine. And he signed the poster for me somewhere in the background. But I've done a lot of things in my career, and this is the thing my son, who's 10, actually cares about. Is
he does. He does.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's it.
Man, tell me this, Jacques. For those who don't know you and don't know your brother, you gotta give us just a little bit of insight on you, brother, because man, you are road showing it around the country with YouTube. I mean, putting on these events, and brother, every time we turn around, you know, there's like the new hottest product has just dropped, and it's got that little Raindrop thumbprint. If you know what you're looking for, people can tell. I can always tell. Yep, that's Jacques right there. There it is again. I mean, give us. How did you get here, bro?
You know, here I'll tell you the quickest version of the story,
please.
I think that So, I'll explain it this way. When I started Raindrop over 15 years ago. So, you know, it's a classic overnight success story.
Yeah.
And when I started it, it was just me, and I was making flyers for real estate agents and
Seriously.
gym owners. And now we've done 3 Super Bowl spots and
Let's go,
everything
baby!
else. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's silly. It's silly. I think that our big breakthrough. We were 7 years into the business, and we met Jacques. He's the founder of Dr. Squatch, and they were 6 years into the business. They were doing $3 million a year in sales, and I remember exactly where I was sitting. And he asked me, he's like, "Have you ever worked with a direct-to-consumer brand?" And I was like, "Well, not yet." I'm like, "I'm just going to be honest with you, not yet."
Seriously?
And I'm like, but look at our track record of success with all these other companies. Like, you should take a chance on us. And he was like, "Sure, why not?" And so, that was such an incredible ride. I mean, to see the power of a message. We did all this strategic planning. You come up with this like vision, and it felt like it was straight up out of like a movie. I don't know how else to put it. Like we it took 10 months to like finally hit that chord. We put out this thing and it just goes. And that brand, we just for the next 7 years, we just kept coming out with stuff, and it just kept going and going, and it grew to hundreds of millions in sales, and then it ends up selling for 1.5 billion to Unilever, right?
Crazy.
So here's the thing that's crazy about this is it's like the number one question I got was, "Did you have equity? Like, did you have any of that?" Like, and it was like, no, like they paid us to do our job. They that's not how this works. It's like,
Yeah.
a lot of times, you have to have the foresight and everything else to do that. So, I will tell you, this Grunes News has been the most gratifying experience of my career,
bro.
because we met Chad. In fact, let me show you. I haven't shown anyone this photo ever, except for Chad's seen this photo. But I sent this to Chad the other night, and I was like, "Dude, this is your version of Jeff Bezos sitting in his garage photo."
Yes.
Have you seen that photo? You know what I'm talking about?
For
Of course.
sure. For sure.
Okay, let me find this photo. It's worth sharing.
And then he's got on spray painted, really. It's just, yeah.
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Okay.
Absolutely.
So you can see my screen. See that?
Wow.
Oh
Okay.
my God.
That is what the product looked like. It came like this when we were first talking to him, and he was like, "Hey, I love what you did with Dr. Squatch. I was on their, part of their VC stuff. Love for you guys to partner with us." And we're like,
"Yeah, what did you say, bro? What'd you say?"
we said yes.
You said yes right there and then?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, we said yes. And so we were probably if not the first, one of the first investors, advisors in the brand, got the opportunity to launch it from the ground zero when it was just Chad and working on it. And then even now currently, they've become one of our largest partners. We got tons of new stuff dropping this year for them. And dude, to get it right the second time, not right, but like to have another opportunity to build
Totally.
$1 billion brand was special. And then I would say the other part that's really interesting is that we were part of Native's journey for we helped them grow by 100 millions, and that earned us the opportunity to work with a lot of Procter and Gamble brands. We launched Spruce as their largest brand launch in history, and got to do multiple Super Bowl spots for that. So it's been such a cool journey, and this is just a special moment, like to be able to celebrate, I don't know, building and taming unicorns and riding them with a cowboy hat on. You know what? That's the question.
Crazy.
You guys wear this hat. You look damn good in it.
Appreciate it.
What if you were to ride a unicorn? What kind of hat would you wear?
I think you'd saddle up with the same hat. I think you would, and you just hold that you just hold
hold the horn.
Okay.
You just hold that horn. That's what you do. You'd hold that horn and ride that thing. Now, Jacques. Okay, the reason awesome. I am flabbergasted that you rolled with Chad when he's got you know,
Yeah.
he's got baby package and he's got like circles of green. The reason that I'm interested, shocked, is because, brother, I know that you got a book of business with a long line out the door of
Yeah.
people that are wanting to work with you.
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so,
Yeah.
you know, he's coming to you and saying, we have not started yet. I want to
Yeah.
let's ride the rocket. Let's go to Mars. And here's what I got. And you said, let's do it. So, I mean, take us into that. Take us into that, because I mean, brother, you deserve your flowers, and your whole team does, because man, you guys have done this several times.
I like you. Did you? I'm on here. You give me flowers. I need to spend more time around you.
Your
Dude.
team deserves it, man. Your team's deserves
it. Thank you.
But bring us into that moment.
Okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest about it.
Yeah.
I'll say this: my business partner Adam was the first to recognize the opportunity with Chad.
Yeah.
So Chad was sharing the vision, and Adam was like, "Dude, this is brilliant. This is a brilliant idea." And I really like this guy, Chad. And because I hadn't talked to him yet.
Yeah.
And so then when I talked to him, you know, what the reason, so I think, why did we invest at that moment in time? You know, it really was, what I recognize a pattern in is, I recognize that, I always say, like, what is the ROI of joy? And there's a lot of carryover from what Dr. Squatch did to what Grunes did, where it's taking a mundane daily task and infusing it with joy.
Oh, sauce.
Right? So it's like, you got to take a shower.
Yeah.
But it's not like you feel anything when you use a bar of fill in the blank. No. But now we have this brand that we built where, because of the advertising, because of everything else, but the moment you get the soap, you feel something, even before you open it. That's worth something to people. And I recognize, you know, I always said that, my joke with the team was like, the biggest problem with gummy vitamins is that there's only one. I'm like, you know, I think early on I was like, man, this is going to be something that, this is before the product really existed. I'm like, people are going to look forward to taking their vitamins every day.
Yeah.
He's doing it right. Eventually he'll have the clinical studies, which he has to back it and everything else.
Yeah.
But I'm like, everything's organic, everything's done right. And I would say, on hindsight, the thing that I just could not have foreseen is, like, Chad is he is the smartest, like, entrepreneur we've ever worked with. And then he went and he hired, like, a monster of a team. Like, he went out and spared no expense. You know, he hired Connor and Anthony and Claire, and, like, I mean, you know, he talks about his team a lot. Obviously, he gets a lot of credit, and he should, like, he really should. I think that's one of the more interesting things is, you know, a lot of brands would languish if they didn't understand what he understood. He raised money at the perfect time. He did everything right. And so, you know, it was just incredible to watch. I still have a lot of questions for him. I told him I need to fly out to Utah because, you know, even though we were investors, advisors, and close to him, there's just things that were, like, I couldn't ask. Like, it was like, even just knowing. The thing that blows my mind is, early on, we were trying to get people to invest in Grunes, because we were invested, and we're, like, trying to get other people, and we got so many no's. And so the day that, like, that 1.2 billion came out, I was like, I'm gonna get some awkward texts today.
You are.
This is gonna be good, and it was, you know.
We just had Josh Payne on the show yesterday of Open Sky Ventures, and he was like, I was going to write an angel check into Chad, and I passed on it, and it crushed me. I'm like, I'm so sorry, dude. That's brutal. Like, that's just a brutal thing. Could you talk to us a little bit about the difference between working with guys like Chad and the insane pressure of doing Super Bowl ads? Very few people can even say that they have done that, and you've done it multiple times, which is absolutely unbelievable.
Man, great question.
For sure.
Here's what I'll say. They're very different things. So, here's what I'll say. We love both types of work. And maybe I'm speaking for myself. I love both types of work. Here's why they're so different. With the founder-led stuff, it's so intimate. Like it is. I kid you not that in general, launching anything there's a weird intimacy. So whether it's spruce or groons, like there is a weird intimacy where you feel like you birth something into the world. I don't know how else to describe it, but I posted today on LinkedIn and I was like, I posted a picture of both of them in retail on end caps, and I'm like, my babies, like they're out there. There's this weird intimacy.
Babies.
Yeah.
Where is it? There it is.
There we go.
I don't know. By the way, I also have those news strips. They're pretty good. I take them with me when I travel. But anyway, I guess the most direct answer to that is when you found something with someone who's smaller, you have your risk bar can be so high because you are punching against the biggest incumbents in the world. You have nothing to lose. In fact, the biggest thing that you have to lose is not going hard enough or not, whatever that is. Whereas as you get bigger and bigger, you have something to lose, and you have legal teams that need to review things and everything else. And so I would say, talk about the pressure of the two, they're very different because in one sense, no matter what, I feel pressure with everything. You want everything to be successful. And that's part of why we say no to so many people is I'm like, I'm going to be in this game for the next, hopefully decade or more. We're only going to take on the stuff we feel like we can be successful with, not just everything, because then your reputation is going to get diluted. And so it's like, the reality is with the bigger ones, it's usually more about trying to protect the idea as it goes through the gauntlet of decision makers and legal, and you hear a lot more of that. It's just it's a different process. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how else to describe it. They're fundamentally different, but the end result, there's just nothing. I mean, there's nothing like putting out work, seeing people respond to it, and most importantly, buy from it. There's a lot of people that they can get their flowers and get a PR headline, but I love watching people. There's nothing I love more than doing great work for a client and have them turn around and be like, "This is really working. We need to do a lot more of it." It's really fun.
Jacques, a couple of things. I think the more I hear about Chad, the more I am convinced he is a Chad. I think probably one of the best things. I mean, he, got all the right people in the boat early on. I think you guys were a big part of that. Obviously, right people to get in the boat early on. And secondly, you've got the podcast that you do, which is called marketing people like,
love.
Or what's it?
Love.
Marketing people love.
They better like it. They better love it.
The more you talk, I've always wondered, what is that raindrop thumbprint? I can tell what it is. Whenever I see an ad, I always know that's Jacques.
Yeah.
And I've always what is it? But the more you talk, ROI of joy and your countenance and just I think there's something baked into your processes or your kind of foundational it's probably you that there's this kind of joy, driving at excitement, people laughing and having a good time, and then bringing them to the product. I mean, can you describe that? Am I getting to it? I feel like there is a very real thumbprint with Raindrop.
What if I just left you hanging right now and I was like, dude, you're crazy. You have
no idea what you're talking about.
Don't do that. No.
Don't do that.
Honestly, look, I'll tell you the couple things, that I would consider to be okay, what are the things we do consistently?
Yeah.
So, I think the first and foremost is, and we're pretty relentless on this front. I mean, it happens every week where when we're looking at work or even, you know, the angle, it's like, I always say that most brands start fundamentally with like, what do we want the world to know about us? Right. And so they think about that way, they breathe in those things. It's like, people need to know this about us. People need to know this about us. They need to know this about us. And so it's very much like, I even do this to people where I'll go to their website and I'll read their own website, and it's like, everything is like we and us, and then none of it's like you and your. It's not speaking to people. It's just talking about yourself.
Right.
And so one of the things that we figured out all the way back, this is, you know, before even Dr. Squatch, but it's what led to Dr. Squatch. It's what led to the positioning of Grooms and everything else, is, you know, fundamentally understanding that people don't buy your why as the company. You need to know your own why. You need to know, you know, like that you need to know your why, but they buy their own why. Like
that.
Yes. And so the way I explain it to people is that everyone has an invisible orbit around them. Now, or you could make it physical. There's a physical orbit of things, like every time they open their pantry, every time they walk out to their car, and it's reflecting back to them who they believe they are today or who they're trying to become. Right? Like, why do you buy AG1? Because you're trying to become something. Why do you buy, you know, whatever? Because you're trying to do this. And then I think, you know, what happens is people make these decisions, and there's sometimes there's a gap between who they're trying to become and who they functionally are, or the habits they can keep, or what actually makes them happy. And what makes you happy and gives you dopamine is what you're going to be consistent on, not the things that like make you sad and are hard to do every single day. You know, you're going to give up on it eventually. And so in general, we're just trying to figure out, what is somebody's why. You know, why are they choosing this product or this service, and then how are we the answer to that why? How can we reflect it back to them? Now, you talk a lot about how we use humor. It's, I would say, we do believe, I mean, we talk about edutainment a lot, where it's like, I would say to most people, I'm like, man, I have this visual of like, if I'm standing in a grocery store, and it could be a grocery store, it could be anywhere. And if someone were to give you 2 minutes of their time, and you could actually get their full attention, explain to them what you do, whether it's a product or service, I'm like, and if you extrapolate that out of like, okay, but not just one person, but like thousands of people a minute or an hour, because that's how advertising works. You're putting it in front of people. Like, if you can get that much time and earn it, and then walk people through that value proposition, what's crazy is that either they'll say yes at an increased rate, or what's even crazier is that even if they're not the core audience, they'll end up referring you to the person that is. So like, we did this big campaign for Omnipod, for example. It's a diabetes sensor. It's one of our most successful campaigns of the last year. Insulet had a record year. And it's like, the reason the ad works is that even if you're not diabetic, you end up sending the ad to someone who's diabetic. And you're like, watch this ad. And then they watch the ad, and it takes them through every value proposition. And I call our advertising like adult smoothies. It's like, we're putting all the value propositions, everything you need to know, into something you actually want to consume. And then you do it at scale, and it tends to work. And it's like, that's, I mean, to me, it's like, there's a lot of forms of advertising that people choke down, and it's like, it's put in front of them. And it's like, well, I guess maybe we're just like the Dr. Squatch and Groons of advertising. We're just trying to make stuff that people actually want to watch and actually want to consume. And then you let the rest, if you actually have a great product, then the rest takes care of itself. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's like a helpful answer, but that's how.
No, that was the most helpful answer. That was the most helpful answer. I mean, Colin, you tell me if I'm wrong, but I think that needs to be baked into everybody's the back of our minds. People don't buy your why; they buy their why. And you know, creating a smooth experience that helps them, you know, get that down, take that down. Where do I want to go, and how can I get there in a way that leads me to increased dopamine and pleasantness? I mean, that there is a whole lot there, Jacques. There's a whole lot there.
I think what's tough is that people think of it this way. It's like we have Postscript as a sponsor of this programming,
We
right?
do.
Which is great. But you know who really needs to be?
Who's that?
A beard supplement company.
Okay. All right.
Because,
all right.
dude, I'm serious. I'm serious because I'm like, if I watch this and I see a clip of you with that luscious beard, and I'm over here like,
oh no.
I'm like, am I more likely to sign up for a different form of advertising, or do I want that man's beard? I want his beard.
You know,
That's what I want.
I guess beards
That's
or
fair.
Stetson hats. You know, I'm not
Both.
sure.
Both.
Wow.
See, the Stetson hat though, that's the thing. The Stetson hat is expected. The
That's
beard
true.
is
That's
so
true.
it's like it's so authentic. I'll get you in touch with some. I know some people.
all right. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Let me take that, Jacques.
Yeah, that means
Go ahead, Colin.
it's sorry, it's Colin and what are both your names?
Chris, Colin, and Jacques, producer Jacques.
What's up, Jack?
Yeah, Jacques is making it happen in the background. And I'm here in
Cooking.
Austin. Colin is in Charlotte, North Carolina. And the only thing that would be better is if we were in beautiful sunny San Diego.
Hey, it's nice out here.
Yeah.
It's nice out here. I don't know. I've probably gone way over time on. I don't know how this stuff works.
Man, you have, but it was delightful, and we want more of it. And I think we'll just have to wait for you to create, the next biggest brand in combination with the next Chad that comes along, and maybe we'll bring it back
already. I'm like, when are we doing it again? Also, now all I'll be thinking about is the fact that you hold on to a unicorn by its horn to ride. I don't know if that's accurate though.
Well,
think about
it.
Wouldn't that kind of yank it back?
We got them everywhere here in Central Texas, and that's how they teach you to ride them.
Yeah.
So you know.
Can I ask for one favor before I go?
Of course.
Absolutely.
I know we're live.
We are. We're live, brother. We're live.
But
we live live.
Before we go, what sound does a unicorn make? Because horses neigh. So I just want to hear. I want to hear your interpretation, both of your interpretations. I need it. I'm trying to think of like our own advertising campaign, and I'm like, I need to know what sound does a unicorn make.
Do you want to go first, Colin, or you want me to go first?
I think it's also a neigh. I think it's like some cool. I think of
a magical neigh.
It's like a magical neigh. It's like a cool version of a horse. It's like that.
I need to hear you do it. I can't picture it.
It's like a neigh. It reminds me of you know what it reminds me
of?
That's
a very nonchalant neigh.
The Charlie and the oh gosh, what was that video that
Charlie bit my finger?
No, Charlie and the Magic Mountain.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, it was a crazy YouTube video, but it went crazy viral early days YouTube.
I think, longhorns and unicorns both come from northern Mexico and central Texas. That's where they come from.
Right.
And having lived here for most of my life, I think that I can say what they sound like, and they sound like this. That's typically how they sound. When they introduce themselves. Caliente.
Wow. Caliente.
That's my own personal experience, Jacques. But we welcome you
anytime.
I'm
gonna have to become a sponsor of the show, and then I'm gonna have to make you read that every time with that sound. You know what that sound is? That's the sound of a unicorn. Another one that Raindrop gave birth to.
That's right.
We love that.
That's what you're gonna become when you work with
Jacques. Send me the details. We'll have to figure it out. I love it. Thanks for having me.
Coming, brother.
Whatever it was. I'm out of here. Kick me out of here.
Hey, we're kicking you out. Wow. Man, he is something else. Else, bro.
Talk about the OG creative in the space. Just so good. I mean, just constant home runs. And we tie it back to, that Gruen story. There are a ton of really amazing people working on that brand. I mean, just a ton. All the right people, too.
Yeah, it's bananas, man. It's bananas how many people have touched that thing. And I did not know that Raindrop was there at the beginning, invested. Into Gruen's. Like
that was
like he just kind of like slipped that in.
Yeah.
That's kind of like just a little flex, just a little flex, just a little flex, and to run it back twice. I mean, with Dr. Squatch, incredible job, not invested.
Absolutely.
And now Groons, incredible job, am invested.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What's next? What's going to be the next one?
Yeah, exactly. What's next? I don't know, but I feel like this time next year
Marsman?
we'll have another
Create
story.
gummies?
Yeah, it could be. Probably Jacques will be involved.
Probably.
And we'll see that whatever ad is going viral on YouTube that everybody knows and loves and shares and is tingling their why, we'll know. You'll see.
We'll know.
You'll see Jacques' thumbprint on it. Well, we have Joey Spanjers of Teicor coming to us very soon. Best bookkeeper ever. He hails from Austin, Texas. But the crazy thing is that I think he actually has like deep ties into Hollywood. I think he started his whole career in Hollywood, which is kind of crazy. But anyway, before he comes to us, let's talk about incense. Ladies and gentlemen, don't we all want better ads? Yes, we do. And we'd love to have actual humans involved. That would be nice. Creators who are good at what they're doing. But you know how disjointed that whole process is, finding them, manually negotiating usage rights, etc. That is why Incense exists. It is the all-in-one UGC and influencer marketing platform. All in one place, vetted creator marketplace, automated influencer outreach, built-in campaign management, content delivered to you in as little as 14 days. So much better than just finding a random TikTok and hoping it changes the trajectory of your business. They have just released the UGC Playbook 2.0. Go and get that at the URL scrolling across the screen. It's going to tell you why Andromeda is a good thing and what the path here forward is. It's modular UGC. Go to incense.pro, test drive the platform for free. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, before Joey comes to us, and I believe he is coming to us, I should check my texts. No, he will come to us. But before Joey comes to us, can we go back and talk about this story about AppLovin? Oh, Joey is here. Joey is here. Oh,
he's here.
I didn't think Joey was here.
Too late.
Okay, Joey, we have to welcome him to the show. This is Joey Spanjers of Teicor. He is an OG in our space. And I don't think that I knew actually how bright this guy is. I mean, he graduated business finance at Georgia Tech, I believe. Went out to Hollywood, did his whole thing there. Now he's worked with the biggest and brightest CPG and D2C brands in our space. OG from Hawke Media as well. We need Chief Strategy Officer of Partnerships and Teicor. Get in here, Joey. Get inside this show. There he is. Joey.
What's going on?
Joey.
I'm very up close and personal. I'm borrowing someone's podcast studio. So
well, that's what we want, brother. We want you in the raw, real and live and in living color, man. We appreciate you making the time and joining us today, brother.
Yeah, of course, man. I'm happy to be here. Let me adjust this camera a little bit.
Adjust.
I'm a perfectionist, being from Hollywood, as they say. So.
Well, okay, so break this down for me, Joey, because this is new for me. Of course, Colin McGuire, our good mutual friend, introduced us, and for those who don't know, I went to Joey's event. Joey and Nate Rosen put on an event this week, I guess it was, and
Tuesday.
Yeah, on Tuesday. There was over 100 people in the whole CPG world that were there. Wow. Founders. I met George, founder of Yellowbird. I met Connor, co-founder of Frozen One. I mean, it was just great times had by all.
By the way, I brought some props. So Yellowbird, Frozen
Let's
One.
Let's go, baby.
Oh.
Keep going.
But give us background, bro. How did you get here, man? You started off in Hollywood, is that right?
Yeah, man. I did as all engineering students did, and decided to go to Hollywood afterwards.
There you go, as you would.
I mean, I guess I like complex problems, and getting a job in Hollywood is a complex problem. But we found a solution, and I ended up, to get a job in Hollywood, Georgia Tech is not that helpful because nobody does it. And so I basically just started going on casting calls, interviewing producers, agents, ask for money, get advice, ask for advice, get a job, apparently. And I ended up running into, it's a longer story, but I ran into a guy that was an ex-CIA operative who happened to be working on a show with Mark Burnett. That's a story for another time. But if you're not familiar with Mark Burnett's name, you're definitely familiar with his shows. So Survivor, Shark Tank, The Voice, you name it. That guy's covered every hour in television, and definitely an interesting guy to learn from. That's for sure. So.
And how did you end up in D2C CPG, bro? I mean, like make the connection. Like, how did you end up over here on our side of the interwebs?
Well, I mean, if you can imagine, after making about 7 years of reality television, you have to reconnect with your soul.
Okay.
I started making adventure films, which is again non-traditional. I found this guy who had ridden from the tip of Alaska to the bottom of Argentina on a tandem bicycle by himself, and picked up 280 different strangers along the way. So really reconnected back with the roots of storytelling. One theme you'll see in my career is always about content, community, and commerce. And just started helping them. I mean, making documentary films that take 2.5 years is not a very sustainable business model. So I helped shift them into working more directly with brands, sort of early, like branded content. So we would go down to the favelas of Rio, build a climbing school for the kids, replace the bad risk of slums with good risk of climbing. Brands like Black Diamond and Given Slacklines would jump in and support us in our venture, and we would make films. Not big budgets, but we'd make it happen. And there was a group out of Compton, which is a very nice place to have an office, would reach out to me because they saw that I knew a lot of outdoor brands. And they said, hey, we work with Camelback, we want more. And I told them, I said, to be honest, I don't buy anything online. So like this talking about, I have no clue. This is like circa 2011. So I've been in the e-commerce space for about 15 years. And ultimately what happened is like, it was a beautiful way to combine all three things, right? I could tell a story.
That's a great point.
Get people excited about it enough to pull out their wallet and support, the story we had told. And this is the thing that a lot of people don't know about television, but in the early days, versus analytics in e-commerce, is you had to call a hotline and they would tell you a number in comparison to all of the other shows. So it was just a recording, and they would tell you some number like a 4.3 over 9. And then you would have to write all this down as a little Hollywood assistant. You're like, what am I doing? Like, hope I don't miss a number, because if you miss a number, you had to call back. It wasn't a lot of fun. But when I saw that, and at the time it was Google Analytics. Now this will date things. Some of the people probably don't even realize that this was the only strategy back in the days. Like, you would work with large brands. Like, we worked with Lululemon at the time, and we would do a rev share. We would do everything, right? One of the first brands this company I worked with was Von Dutch. I don't know if you remember the trucker hats.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, of course. Ashton Kutcher, man, with the hat, for sure.
Yeah. So this group was hilarious. They were friends with the guy, and they said, hey, man, you need a website. So they figured out how to make a website. They figured out how to pack and ship orders. They figured out how to take photography. I mean, all this is very basic. And the marketing at that time was, you basically just ran branded keywords. So it's pretty easy to look like a hero when you're running branded keywords.
That's right.
You're a household name, but hey, it worked. And they grew from 0 to 80 million at that time. And then I think Lululemon got a little wise and was like, you know what? I think we can do this in-house a little cheaper for what you guys are charging us, because it was a rev share at the time. So imagine,
that's crazy.
Oh my God.
Mid 2 figures on rev share is not a thing. So these days, but yeah. And then that's what cut my teeth. And then, I met the guys, and this is a funny story. I met the guys at Pure Vita. My job was to figure out, how do I get these people on the phone? This has started when I started seeing Shopify. And I think it was Paul who had it, one of the founders of Pure Vita. They made the bracelets.
Yeah, right.
And his LinkedIn tagline was literally, I sell bracelets, lots of them. And I was like, that is the funniest thing in the world. I got to talk to this guy. Like, what's this guy's story? And that's when I started seeing, these young emerging founders. We were talking to, Fortune 500 companies. And so I started seeing these kids come out of nowhere, San Diego, go on a surf trip, and they meet someone that makes bracelets. Next thing you know, they're handing bracelets out to their friends that are wearing bikinis, and, they're selling millions and millions of dollars of bracelets. And I was like, man. And they came in for a meeting. I remember to this day, and they had their phones out, and their phones kept dinging. And I was like, we have a proprietary in-house platform. I saw ding, ding. I was like, I bet that's the Shopify app. And like that moment on, I was like, man, they're gonna wipe the floor with us. So I ended up going over to Hawke, and then that's where I really started getting into this. What is the modern era of direct to consumer? But worked with Barstool Sports, worked with Mo Vaughn, who used to play for the Red Sox. That was fun.
Yeah, let's go, Mo Vaughn. Wow. deep cut for an 80s and 90s.
Mo Vaughn.
There. Deep cut.
Yeah.
I like that.
Joey, could you talk to us a little bit about what you're doing now? What you're up to these days?
Well, I'm glad you asked. If you know me in Austin, you will always see me in this hat.
Yes, that's right.
And because people have south of the border accents like the Cowboy over here, our company name is actually Teicor.
Man, is it really?
Oh, come on.
Come on, it's all right. Well, that's why we go as the best bookkeeper ever. And
dang,
there we go.
So that's like a very entry-level point in what we do. Really, we're a state-of-the-art accounting firm built by operators for operators. And the reason we focused on the bookkeeping piece is it's usually the most overlooked piece in the business. And it's actually the most critical, right? Because we all know the phrase, bad data in, bad data out. I would say a large majority of companies that I've talked to in the past 2.5 years don't even have a CPG or consumer goods focused accounting group. And
brutal.
As more and more brands are growing these days, like a brick and click strategy is becoming essential, right?
Oh yeah.
So it's relatively less complex to run a accounting group that focuses on D2C and Amazon, where it gets exponentially more complicated. But from a brand operator's perspective, seems like that shouldn't be that hard, is when you start going into retail. So you've got the combination, like you've got the brand under one shingle, and then you've got two separate business units. So different cash conversion cycles, cash flow strategies, capital needs, all that good stuff. So I don't know. We do a lot more than bookkeeping.
You got to double click on this, because when Colin McGuire was with us at Commerce Roundtable, of course, Glimmer is, going to Jupiter. It's going nuclear. I think they're rolling out nationwide, target to target here very soon. And Colin told us, he's like, I want to win the knife fight in the aisle, so that I can take market share from the big boys and have a big boy exit. And then he talked about how retail, totally new ball game. Now for me, I've never been on that side. And so talking to him and talking to you and realizing like, yeah, actually there's a whole kind of different playbook on the marketing side, whole different playbook on the mechanics of accounting, finance, et cetera, how you work that. I mean, it does seem much more complex, maybe specifically for CPG brands that are heavy in retail. I mean, can you double click on, for those of us that like me, who they're just not aware, double click on this. Why is it so unique and different from, a D2C, Amazon heavy, type brand?
Absolutely. I mean, that's a great question. Well, one thing, as you get to know me better, I have a lot of ways of making things very simple. So I'll tell you this. This is something to remember. There are more landmines than gold mines in retail. Listen, like it's really exciting to see a brand get the attention of Target or a larger retailer. The reality is, though, you're dealing with a buyer, and that buyer has a P&L to report to. So if you think about, okay, what is a grocery store filled with? Large majority of those are the big boys, right? They've been working together for a long time. When you have a long extended relationship, you've really like dialed in that. And that basically means a lot of lawyers have gone back and forth, making sure it's as tight and as predictable and things of that nature. So when we see brands get the attention of brands, we want to make sure that they're in a really good place to take on that opportunity. I mean, a lot of people view it as like, oh, this is my shot and this could change my life. Well, it could. I mean, it will, but it can go both ways, right? If you're not prepared, right, getting an order from a large retailer and being able to fulfill that, that increase in inventory is really significant. And, I think the simplest thing is, and again, I could talk about this for hours. The main difference is your cash conversion cycle, right? And if you don't know what a cash conversion cycle, that is definitely something that you should start looking into. Yes. Because listen, Shopify will pay you in 3 to 7 days, depending on when a transaction happens. Now, if you back that up a little bit, say, okay, maybe it takes me 60 days to get from when I pay for my inventory till I get it. Maybe you get better terms. Maybe they give you net 30. I mean, all of these things are strategies that you can implement to help optimize for what is the most important thing in a business. And if you go to SBA.gov, don't trust me, but check there, where they'll say 85% of businesses go out of business because they can't manage cash properly. We're surrounded in D2C. That mindset in a lot of ways is revenue solves all problems. That's true until you run out of cash, and you can't play.
Until you run out of cash.
you can't pay for inventory. You can't pay your people, things of that nature. So yeah, I mean, it's like you want to make sure you're financially prepared. And there's so many things that go into it. So if you want to zoom out a little bit and say, okay, well, getting in target is step 1 of 100, right? That's exciting. Now, what you have to do to increase velocity, it's not just about how many doors you're in. And if you look at, the guy who started this company, he's an OG, Waterloo.
There we go, baby.
Sweet Tea Leaf, Kavu Venture Partners. Now he's investing in great brands like Oats Overnight. I don't know if you met Brian before.
Seriously?
Yeah. They just closed a very large round. And I think the thing is that, when going into retail, his whole strategy was like win in your backyard. Texas is a great place to be. That's why you see a very large ecosystem developing here. People will say, I think it's definitely top 2. I lived around the country for about 2.5 years trying to find where I wanted to, put my roots in this town. But you have to like really understand, like a shelf space is just like optimizing a landing page. If you expand full of Target's like, we love you so much, we want you everywhere. Well, there's about 2,000 stores in Target's ecosystem. Like, how are you going to go see where your product is on shelf? Like, you don't know.
Good point.
Is it even on shelf?
Wow.
So, and calling it Glimmer, man, that guy, when he got the call and he's doing something special there, they're like the #1 masstige brand in the space. So very high quality product, very intelligent transition of a D2C to a retail. So he's making a smooth transition in the brick and click, but like it took a lot of focus, a lot of attention, a lot of delivering. And when you're delivering to a large retail customer like that, like, they are very important, but they're also not your only customer. You have a lot of new priorities in the business. So make sure you show up and you're professional and all that. That helps, but also make sure you can get velocity, because velocity is more important than doors. And that's a requirement in your agreements. It's like they're going to show you like, hey, we need you to hit this velocity.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Could you dive into a little bit more? I mean, you've talked through a little bit of the pitfalls that are going on right now, but could you dive in even more? I think this is totally not talked about enough. When I was in the process of selling my brand, I had to go through, and the bookkeepers and the accountants were my best friend at that point, because the financials have to be so buttoned up, because due diligence and everything going back and forth, you're gonna get, everyone's gonna see all your juice, and you better have it all lined up perfectly, or else there is no deal getting done. Talk to us about a couple of these pitfalls that brands are running into that basically make them, possibly unexitable.
Well, I think the biggest thing is like, not a lot of people like to start their business, like to talk about finances. It's just kind of an American thing.
I think that's true, Joey. I really do think that's true. Americans don't like to talk about it. We don't.
Yeah. And the other thing is that, man, it's a lot easier to focus on growth and a marketing agency or a new TikTok feature or things like that. But like to say like, hey, I need to make an investment in the right infrastructure for my business. It's just as critical as a 3PL, right? Like someone's got to ship the product. It's just like, it's not as talked about is because I think it's just not most people's specialty. Like one of the questions I ask people when I talk to them for the first time, I'm like, okay, when you had this idea, where did you go first? Did you go to Canva or did you go to Excel? And if someone's gone to Canva first and started, or now ChatGPT or Claude or whatever.
That's
me. That's a little dated. Then like, yeah, you're sure. Like you can understand brand and emotion and connecting, that's all very, very important. But like, if you go to Excel, like, I mean, I think a company that I like in the space, are you familiar with Magic Mind?
Yeah,
of course.
of course.
So, listen, I have a business partner and I call him the Rain Man of spreadsheets. And so nothing gets him more excited than talking to someone with a great spreadsheet. I know it sounds boring. But TJ, he's a fascinating dude. He started his career by, creating a record label in his parents' basement, sold that. He's worked with the biggest artists in the world. I think that's what makes him have the ability to sit there all day and look at spreadsheets. He's just like, he's got a different gear. But when I showed him, when we talked to Will over at Magic Mind, we looked at their financials and like how they're looking at it. And it's awesome. I mean, like, you guys are doing a lot of the right things. Now, the way we would support someone like that is like, hey man, like at the end of the day, what is your genius zone? What is your highest contribution value to your business? Is it doing journal entries? Is it, doing APAR? Is it maybe, I don't know. But maybe there are other things, right? I think another group that I'm really excited about, these are Austin guys, and they're under a year old, the Frozen One guys. These guys are, they're
I'm excited. I'm excited about them.
And I got some insider information that people are even more excited than most people know to this date. So they just ship to Target everywhere. And these guys are, in their 20s, super nice people. We love people that are like, good people, but also we love people that understand value. And so when we started our conversation, like, hey, like, is this going to be a fit? They showed us like the efforts they made, and their efforts were good, man. I think it's what got them their seed funding. I think it's what's got the attention of a lot of other people in the space. But now they know, like, hey man, we're best like out there building team. We're best out there, working on our marketing. We're making sure we're selling in Target. Like, we're going to let you guys step in and support us, almost like a co-pilot, co-pilot to the team without hitting your cap table.
Now, Joey, I just figured that you guys only worked with ginormo companies. That's what or like people who have already made it, they're already a darling, they're established. They're like a 12-figure business, but this is encouraging to me because I met Connor and Alan this week. It's Alan, right?
Yeah.
I met them this week. Incredible guys, great tasting product. And you could tell, like, we asked him, like, hey, what doors are you in? Where are you in? Brother, he started rattling them off. In the Midwest, we're here, 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 here. In the Northeast, we're here, 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 here. I mean, he had it all mapped out and memorized. And sounds like you guys are, you're involved at that level too with companies that are on the come up.
Yeah, we even launched a brand, and so we had a group come on in December. They launched in January. And I can give you a little more of like who we focus on. We focus, and we say this very specifically, people driving to 10 million in revenue above. So that doesn't mean we won't take someone on that has zero in revenue. And we took one on in December, but they're well supported. There's an asterisk on that, right? Yeah. They're backed by, the guys at Four Sigmatic, the CEO is a former CEO of Four Sigmatic. So really operationally tight. They've got, if you look at their investor list, you're like, man, these are these make big sense. Boys. Yeah. So, more or less protein, they're exciting, man. They're in the gummy space as well. You're seeing a lot of really good things happening there. And I think that's another one to watch in the space as well.
Colin, when Joey talks, it just, all of these names just keep rolling off, these brands, like old brands and new brands I hadn't heard of, you got a Rolodex inside of that mind.
Oh man, that's at least it's good for something,
Yeah, talk to us a little bit more about these brands. What is a brand that you're working with right now that you think more people should know about that don't, know enough about them? Everybody talks about Ridge. Everybody talks about Hexclad. Give us one where, hey, these guys are doing incredible things in the space. More people should know about them because the product is absolutely exceptional. And I think in a couple of years from now, these guys are going to absolutely just be explosion central.
Yeah. No, it's funny you bring up Ridge. Sean and I used to work together at Hawke. And so I did sales. I did sales, and like much to the chagrin of Eric, I wasn't a high volume guy, but I was a high value guy. And so I would handpick everybody on my team. I was like, hey, this person's about to come in and spend $1 million. Like, I can't trust it with anybody. So Sean was always my strategist. And then Gian, he was always my media buyer. Yeah. Wait. So ask that question. You got me distracted a little bit.
No, all
I'm a
good.
tangent guy.
Any brands that you're seeing right now that more people should know about them that you think are just
Mm.
going to basically explode the next couple of years because the product is just so unbelievable, and you just kind of see this trajectory that you've probably seen already in your career where these brands, you're meeting these founders that are 20 somethings, and you're like, I met these guys 4 years ago and now they're doing $100 million. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, Jacques from Everyday Dose, he was one of the guys I saw. I remember he invited me to his house in Topanga for her breath work, and I was like, I don't know, I'm like, sure, I'll go do breath work in Topanga. No idea what I was there for, and he took me into his garage, and he's like, hey man, I want to show you something, and he showed me the first starter kit for Everyday Dose, and I was like, you are gonna murder, death, kill this, like you are like, this is amazing, and like,
Wow.
Jack's another awesome guy. If I go down to smaller brands like this, one of the spaces that I love, I mean, I hang out in grocery stores. It's like literally walking to the grocery store is like walking through there with Rain Man. It's hilarious. I like to do my founder meetings with founders that like, hey, let's go walk to the grocery store. Let's talk about your section. Like Damiano from Lupini, that's a cool one. It's protein pizza. It's starting to get a lot of traction. I don't know. Do you guys snack? Do you guys like chips and things like that?
Oh man.
Oh, big
how do you guys feel about seed oils?
I'm down on
anti.
Yeah, I'm
anti.
anti. As much as possible. I do like the taste, but I try to stay away.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I've got some good news for you. There's a group I'll show them to you. This is a new client. We're excited about them. Teddy's Tallow Chip.
Teddy's Tallow.
Teddy's
That's branding.
Whoa.
They got a new little thing coming out soon, but man, it's a classic chip, and honestly, to me, it has a lot of the tendencies of a like really good French fries from your childhood. So and it's a great price point. So one of the challenges with like these better for you categories is how do you keep quality up, but not sacrifice, like not exclude too many customers. So I think they're to watch. They're going nationwide in TJ Maxx, which is interesting. It's like most people go Whole Foods. A lot of people I lived in Venice with are like Erewhon. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
Yeah, and then I think like a great, couple great female founders. We work with Home Court, which is Courtney Cox's company. So she makes like soaps and candles and things like that. That'll keep your wives happy. And then another one, a new one, she's a friend. She's not a client. I'm excited for her. I've been, we're friends on Instagram. Is a company called Realm. It's like taking on Febreze. So they're like the top performing in all of Erewhon right now. And I think, top, in this space. And like, I think they're in Target too, and they're selling out in Target. So it's like almost like back in the days of sneaker drops. Like you kind of have to be there when they put them on the shelves, or else they're going to be gone. So I'm really excited for her. I hope she calls me because she's about to enter a very interesting finance part of the business, but she might be really supportive. We haven't chatted yet, but
it's time to talk to Joey. It's time to talk to Joey.
Yeah, come on, we've got the power of the internet here.
Exactly. Just a little public outcall here. Outcry. Joey, let's just say, and I know there's people listening right now that they need to be talking to you, working with you. Man, where do they find you? Is it Twitter? Is it LinkedIn? Where do they find you and talk to you?
Man, it's so funny when you tagged me in this thing. I was like, oh gosh, I haven't looked at my ex in a long time.
I know.
I'm like, so now it's adjusted to Austin. Now it's adjusted to my current company. But yeah, I mean, listen, I'm super accessible on LinkedIn. My email is, just Joey@Teicor. If people want to, Teicor.
Yeah, that's why I went with T. Tei. I'm
it's
thinking
the French version, man. It's the French version.
I like that.
Fancy.
I like that.
Fancy. Yeah. Southern Louisiana French version.
Yeah, exactly. Creole.
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 Joey,
awesome.
I think a few things are clear. Number one, retail. It's a playbook that a lot of us in Ecomm don't know. And it seems like anymore bricks and clicks is what it's going to take to go to the moon. And so navigating that with wisdom, navigating the finances of that needed. Very glad that you guys exist. I think everybody should go and talk to you. And especially with this Rolodex in your head, brother, I think we need to find a way of any kind of gatherings you're putting together. We want to be in on, and we'll just bring the road show with us. We'll live stream from there. How do you feel about that, Joey?
I love that. I mean, I'm looking to go to New York at some point in time, so maybe you and
there
I
we go.
Delta flight.
Let's go.
Colin likes New York.
Oh yeah.
All my founder things, like I'm not an event producer. So, I mean, although I can produce events, what I really like to do is build community. And so that's start with adding value first, as much as possible. So on that note, I am working on a content piece that I would love for you guys to share. It's Modern Retail wrote an article about zombie brands. And I think zombie brands are very fascinating, especially when you look at what happened with Allbirds. And so I'm going to write a piece of content called How Not to Be a Zombie Brand.
Great.
Less of the autopsy, more of how the preventative health. So,
I dig that. Well, okay. So Joey, now that you're back on X, you got to make it an X article too.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta make it an X
wherever you put it on X also, and we will reshare it. And we're going to put this video right on top of it. How about that?
Amazing, man. This is the encouragement I needed to really get back on my soapbox.
All right, Joey, man, we appreciate you joining us. Thank you for all that you do. Look forward to having you back.
All right, cheers. Take care.
Let's go. What a show today.
What a show. And like how much knowledge and how many people does that guy know? He knows everybody.
It's very important to know your numbers, folks. I know it's not fun. I know it's not sexy. It's really important to know your numbers. Talk to Joey.
You know, that person that he kind of just kept describing, you go to Canva first, you don't want to look at the finances. That's me. That's me. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Well, you need somebody around to look at the numbers.
Absolutely.
And if you can't have Colin Doherty, you better go get Joey. I know that much.
That's true.
I know that much.
That's true.
As we move forward, we've got two more sections here. Lightning round of stories. And then we're going to do mailbag. We're going to close out Friday with mailbag. Before we get to our lightning round of stories, we need to talk about our new sponsor, baby. That's right. Axon by AppLovin is here, ladies and gentlemen. If you're running a D2C brand and you're not on Axon yet, you're leaving money on the table. That's just a fact. Axon gets you in front of more than 1 billion new customers inside the games that everyone loves to play. Solitaire, Mahjong, Candy Crush, all of the things. More people play mobile games than you think. We're talking mainstream, financially comfortable household decision makers, okay? And the unlock is the format. Full screen ads, average 35-second watch time, okay? And it converts. It converts. I can speak from my own experience. One of the recent brands I was consulting with, they had their quarter saved by getting on Axon, okay? This is the real deal. 80% of purchases happen within an hour of the click. It's incremental demand, okay? Turns interest into action. Go get started. You get going in less than an hour, okay? And actually, Miranda Pettinger was on here. You can scale up to 100K per day in less than a week. So this is for the big boys with big bags too, okay? Wayfair, Dr. Squatch, all your favorite brands are there and on the platform. Get in now before your competitors do. Go to axon.ai/en/ecom cowboy. That's ecom with 2 M's. Axon.ai/en/ecom cowboy. Many thanks to our new sponsor, AppLovin, Axon by AppLovin. Many thanks for them being part of the show. Now, our lightning round of stories here. Yes, Jack is reminding us. We have yet to finish this story that we have tried to cover 3 times. We need to finish it. And we are going to right now. Tweet from @the_Dennis. He brings this to us. And how appropriate that we actually cover it right after the Axon ad read, new sponsor of the show. Dennis Williboards at the Dentist writes this: took Axon Ads Manager for this brand from 0 to 253K per month in spend. Outscaled Meta, and yes, Meta ROAS is higher, but NC ROAS from Meta is negative, while AppLovin's NC ROAS is 1.23. Scalable for this client. I do have to say, I had this experience, except actually the performance on Axon was higher than what we were getting on Meta. And it was a big reason for me. That became a big confirmation. Like, this is a very real path for everybody in e-commerce, everybody who's buying ads. You know, there's always the complaints on Meta. We love Zuck, but you need to diversify your spend and find other places to win new eyeballs. And as Dennis is bringing out here, this is true for me too. I mean, that is significant. Scaling from 0 to 253K per month in spend. What do you think about this, Colin?
Massive. I mean, this is a viable channel, and this is incredible that this is actually able to be done in the year 2026. I mean, I always talk about you need to diversify off of Meta. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if there's going to be an outage. You don't know what is going to be possibly happening with Meta on that day. You have to be pushing some other bets elsewhere, and AppLovin is exactly that channel. This is the second story we've heard of someone ramping pretty substantially to 6 figures in a very short time period and really not doing much from the creative standpoint.
You know, Dennis, we didn't get a time with Dennis, but Miranda, she was in a week. I mean,
Exactly.
it was during Black Friday, and I think by the end of the week, she was spending 80K per day, and it turned out to save the quarter. Okay.
Yep.
I say this because there's still some skeptics out there, but the skeptics need to listen up. You know, I know I'm very meta coded myself, but
Yep.
I do
You're
believe
so meta coded.
I am. I know.
Crazy.
I know.
5%. This is how much you should experiment with your budget. At least just do 5%
for sure. For sure.
Just try it out. I'm telling you guys.
But
I will. Too many success stories at this point.
I will even say more than that, though. I think what does everybody wish, or what do most people wish they had gotten in on in 2023? TikTok Shop.
Yeah.
What do most people wish they would have gotten in on earlier, because they've been hearing, you know, all of the big wigs on Twitter rave about it? It's Axon. Okay. So there's like, and there's more platforms to come, but these things are around because they work. It's not just hubbub out there. Okay. And so there is a real path. You can trust other platforms with your money, and you should, because many times they will perform even better. Now, lead story of the day, outside of hot jobs, lead story of the day here is the Grimace shake lore that was dropped for us on the timeline. Okay. If you were alive when the Grimace shake debuted, you know that there was like a big hubbub in the advertising world, because McDonald's is blowing up on TikTok because Gen Z people are making hilarious horror story films on their TikToks about people drinking the Grimace shake and then dying. It was hilarious. Okay, well, this tweet gives us insight into what was happening in a big corporate McDonald's during that time. And it's relevant again because the Grimace shake and that trend is going viral again in Germany. Now, it is happening right now in Germany again. It feels like I got a little bit of nostalgia that got like revived, and it's alive again. And I can almost feel it in my hands. I think we should read this because it's like epic advertising lore and insight. And then we just talk through it. Fair, Colin? You like that?
Let's do it. Let's rock and roll.
Okay, let's do it. This comes to us from Guillaume. This comes to us from Guillaume. He sounds French. Guillaume Hune, Senior Marketing Director at McDonald's. Grimace shake is trending again as McDonald's Germany just launched it. When the Grimace trend happened, I led social for McD US. Okay, so this is like from the guy who was handling the situation in the war room with the big dogs. The one question I kept getting: what happened at HQ when you first discovered it. Below is a behind the scenes of what happened, sharing actual screenshots of the first text and email I had to send to our leadership back in June 2023. Let me start with the beginning. If you think we planted the Grimace shake trend, did you think they did?
I thought they did.
I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure. At first, I thought not, and then it was like so viral. I thought, actually, this has got to be like big brains. They have to like have planted this and decided to do this. Guillaume says this: if you thought we planted it, thank you so much, but you think way too highly of us. If you thought we would never acknowledge the trend, which
That's awesome.
I thought they would just be quiet and not say anything about it. Well, I thought so too at first, so I don't blame you. 2 weeks into the program, I was randomly scrolling on TikTok at home when I saw one of the infamous videos for the first time, a second one, a third one. I quickly understood there were millions of views on videos of young adults pretending to lose control of themselves when drinking the Grimace shake. What I didn't understand right away, though, was that this was what this meant. As I tried to learn more, I quickly realized I needed to update our teams and leadership. At first, I won't lie, this felt like telling your parents about a massive mistake you made that would ruin all your hard work. I mean, would you feel that way? I think that I would feel that way too. Be like, oh no, you're in trouble now.
I'd be pumped. I mean, I want Gen Z to pick up anything that I'm doing and run with it on all socials. So I'd be pretty pumped.
Okay, well, you're maybe a little bit more bold approaching your leadership teams than maybe I would have thought for myself. Okay, let's keep reading. When I sent the first warning text to the core team, you can tell from my tone I was trying to reassure them as much as I was trying to reassure myself. I'm scrolling down to see the text. He says, so I also want you to be aware that there's a very unexpected trend literally taking over TikTok with Grimace Shake. It's pure Gen Z comedy, so do not take it badly. Okay, he's informing them. Do not take it badly. I like that. Telling them how to feel. Tell your leadership how to feel. Do not take it badly, even though it might seem disturbing. But people basically buy the shake and then pretend to have some side effects from drinking the shake. A few examples below. Okay, so he's telling his leadership. I sent the first warning text. Try to reassure them. At first, I was absolutely convinced we would not touch this trend with a 10-foot pole. Me too. That's honestly probably what I would have advised. I'm reading here now, Jack. You can scroll up. In partnership, the team agreed, but our leadership decided to give us some time to analyze the trend in more detail. So that's what we did in partnership with our comms team. And you can see in one of the images, I posted an extract of the email we sent to our leadership, sharing our recommendation titled What to Do. And they've actually, the funny thing is they've got two options here where they acknowledge it, that feeling when you see the Grimace shake trend, or 13 more days of me pretending I don't see the Grimace trend. I actually kind of like option 2, really. That's hilarious. Okay. I was absolutely convinced we would not touch it. Our leadership decided to give us some time to analyze. That's what we did. Extracted the email. Ultimately, saying nothing felt disconnected. I do agree. Encouraging it felt self-serving. So we decided to show our fans that we saw them and their creativity in a sweet, candid, and genuine way on social media, as Grimace would. The same way you would respectfully and gently nod at someone without repeating what they said to show you agree with them and stealing their thunder. We started drafting potential response options with our agency partners and comm leads. Some of the initial ideas are below. We never explored or entertained the idea of doing the trend ourselves, not even for a second. Maybe that was a mistake, but it just didn't feel right in the moment. Our intuition was that acknowledgement was what mattered most. One of the images in this post shows the two first options we came up with. In the end, we decided to go one step beyond, using a baby Grimace image, as we knew it was the most candid representation of the character, and it would double down on the way we intended the message to be received. We got alignment from leadership, comms, legal, plus some owner, operators, partners. This is actually the kind of stuff that Jacques was talking about in our marketing plans. And then boom, we posted. It garnered almost 100,000 likes on X, 450K on Instagram, 230K on TikTok. In the first 2 hours we posted, it was probably one of the most monitored posts we've ever done. The funny thing is, I'm not sure we could have replied if Grimace had not taken over our social media accounts at the beginning of the campaign. As a part of our larger creative efforts to support the Grimace meal, when the trend happened 2 weeks in, Grimace was not even supposed to be leading our social accounts anymore. We initially thought we would have Grimace take over for the first few days of the campaign, then go back to business as usual. We usually don't overpost on campaigns, as we prefer to go back to our evergreen social presence, but due to a mix of external and internal factors, coupled with our fans' unparalleled love for everything purple, we decided to keep Grimace in charge for a little bit longer. Pressing the button on that post both for us and the agency was an exhilarating moment, the weird sensation when fear and excitement melt into one feeling of supreme adrenaline. People who lead social media for brands will know what I'm talking about, being always one post away from glory or chaos. Thank you for everything, Grimace. And now it is all happening again in Germany. Colin, I love this kind of insight into what was going on there. I've never worked in big corporate like that. What are your thoughts on this?
That sounds like an absolute nightmare. I mean, just him describing going back and forth on multiple agencies to decide the way that our comm should be to respond to this, and then brainstorming multiple reactions. Part of me wanted to quite literally run through my window, just being possibly doing that. I mean, it just sounds like such an absolute nightmare to deal with that. And then to tee it all up, you finished it all where it was, yeah, we were able to make this post after we got approval from comms, legal, multiple franchise owners, operators. It's like, what are we doing here? This is unreal. Kudos to them for getting it out. I wish they would have participated in the trend, to be completely honest with you. I thought that would have been funnier. Yeah, I thought that would have been funnier, but good on them for leaning into it a little bit. And that's funny that it's going rock and rolling in Germany right now.
It's funny that it's doing it again. I think the point that he mentioned here, and I'm looking at like the options that they laid out. I think the point that he mentioned up top is true. He says, worst thing we could do as a brand is condemn it or be offended by it. That
100%.
would have been the worst. You know, the thing that you mentioned is totally true. Yeah, even they're like portraying Grimace in a light that perhaps corporate didn't want. It's CPMs, baby. It's free CPMs.
All day.
It's
CPMs all day.
It's driving Gen Z to go to McDonald's, buy the shake, post
Make a
about
video.
it, make a video about it. Like it's like great, you know?
Yeah.
It's hilarious. It's genuinely hilarious.
Yeah.
I would have thought they would have just done nothing. But
Yeah.
I like the way that they took on it to give the wink. There's even an option here where they said they could go. I think they were commenting, "I'm not a criminal." That's what they were commenting. I'm not a criminal. It's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
But
I mean,
they ended up going with the post.
They've had multiple campaigns like this. I don't know if you remember the Travis Scott campaign that they had. That also went viral on social media and just like basically blew up. And then people would go through the drive-through of McDonald's and then would play Travis Scott music to like indicate to the worker at McDonald's that they wanted the Travis Scott meal. And so people would be like, "Hey, welcome to McDonald's. What can I get for you?" And they would just play Travis Scott right away. And then you'd be like, "Okay, got it. Let's go. Go to next door to the lunch." You're like, that's so good. And people would record themselves. People would record themselves. They'd put it on TikTok. Same type of deal. People just leaned into it. And I thought that was so funny. And again, they didn't do anything with that whatsoever. They should have done something with it where they're also going through their own drive-through and making fun of it. They never do that. And it's a shame. I think it's a miss. I think it's a bit of a miss at how corporate they are.
That would be interesting to see them lean in and like make a video like that. Maybe even get Travis Scott. Maybe have him roll up and he does it, you know?
Well, you compare that to the Burger King videos that are being posted right now with the CEO and founder of Burger King.
So good.
Okay, so imagine the McDonald's guy is in his car and he's doing the Travis Scott thing instead of what they posted about the product.
Yeah, the product. Yeah.
It's just such a different vibe. And then you have the Burger King CEO and founder. He's in the kitchen. He's got his sleeves rolled up. He looks cool. He looks tan. His hair's awesome. And you're like, gosh, this guy seems like the man. Like, I kind of want to hang out with him for a little bit. Like, it'd be fun.
Yeah. When they showed, after that initial Burger King video, when they showed him like listening to the calls, like writing the notes. I mean, that could have all been staged. It didn't feel that way, whether it was or not. It felt real. And then him talking, I mean, it's just such a good vibe. such a
Yeah.
good vibe. It made me love Burger King. It really did.
There's so many different angles they could have taken here where all of these people that were feeling the side effects, they could have DM'd them and then been like, hey, what's up? We're setting up a McDonald's hospital. We'd love to actually get you in, fly you in and treat you for the side effects.
Hey, that's a good point.
We're going to treat you with, this type of meal, a new version of the Grimace shake, and could have made a whole video series about it. And instead it's like a post. So it's like there's multiple levels to this that you have to think about. So
I sense a little Robba-ness with you. A little Robba there.
Little ball knowledge. Little moonshot.
Little ball knowledge. Little moonshot marketing.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of Claude Cup-ness there as Robba has recently spoke of. I wonder if perhaps, you were on one of his teams, being tutelized by him. New word there, tutelized. Great story. Glad that this was communicated to us. A little historical advertising, social media lore, which we appreciate.
Cool to see.
Cool to see. Next story, as we get closer and closer to the weekend, North Beam weather report. North Beam weather report here. I am deeming it the weather report. They have not officially called it the weather report, but I like to refer to it that way. This comes to us by way of North Beam. 4 findings from Q1 2026.
What you got?
North Beam data across 1,000 plus companies. Point number 1, Jack, thank you. The market squeezed. The top quartile did not. Median brand grew just 8.6%, with CAC climbing 10%. Lame. The top 25% scaled spend plus 58%, grew revenue plus 77%. Wow. And cut CAC by 9%, inverting every market trend. Now, this is totally new for me. This is totally new information. I didn't have any of this. I think this is fascinating. This is fascinating.
This is unbelievable data. I mean, also hilarious that your CAC climbing 10%. You're like, lame. Like that's your response to reporting is like, I don't like that. That's not fun. But this is a great, super lame. But this is a great little insight into the top 25%, how they're actually operating. And I think it is really it's a through line, and it can also be a kind of light at the end of the tunnel for brands that are scaling, basically saying, hey, look, if you get to this certain revenue level, you are going to hit escape velocity. This is what escape velocity looks like. It looks like 58%, looks like 77%, and it looks like cutting CAC 9%. Like once you start to hit these metrics, you get knock-on effects of these third and second order where you just keep going up and to the right scaling.
This reminds me of something I have heard our friend, who has not yet appeared on the show, but we want to have him on the show. Our friend Jordan Menard, I believe is how his last name is properly pronounced, not Menard. Jordan Menard. He has, I have heard this term from him, and I come to like it and accept it more and more. Natural CAC, natty CAC, as I like to call it, or Jordan has also referred to it as God-given CAC. There is a number that is out there for you. Yeah. And instead of continually trying to fight it, bring it down, you need to find a way to make it work for your business. Make money on the customer, not necessarily their first purchase. Make money on the customer. And to your point here, find a way into the top quartile, because top quartile is winning, man. I mean, they are winning. Everybody else is struggling. The top quartile is winning. So accept the natty CAC and find a way, get creative inside your marketing, inside your business, inside your OpEx. Find a way to grow and scale until you can reach the top quartile.
Absolutely.
Something there. Very interesting. Okay, next point. Creative velocity is a differentiator. Top performers on 250K plus per week Meta Spin ship 183 new ads per week, roughly 2 times everyone else, and reserve more of their weekly budget for new creative. Very interesting.
We just had someone this morning on the show that ships 3,000 new ads per month, and they went from very small to 9 figures almost overnight. Creative velocity is super important in 2026. It is one of the, I would say, biggest moats right now. If you can ship creative fast and start to do angle testing and creative testing very, very quickly, you need to do it, because the winners are creative testing, they're angle testing, and they're shipping like you wouldn't believe.
And I will say this too. Our friend Johnny Hickey proposed that, you know, quality and quantity don't have to necessarily be, you know, opposed to one another.
Yeah.
One can, it is possible, a simple, not easy, but one can scale quantity with quality. But it may require many hands. And, you know, Johnny, he has like multiple creative agencies involved in his account. That's why I asked our friend Alex, they're producing 3,000 ads per month. That's why I asked him, brother, do you have multiple creative agencies involved? Because it's a number I've never heard. And they don't. But anyway, many hands make light work, and very interesting. Top performers, 183 new ads per week, roughly 2 times everyone else. Point 3, in-platform signal misclassifies 1 and 2 ads. Interesting. 17% of real winners look like underperformers in platform. Crazy.
Yikes.
29% of real losers look like winners. Fix signal quality before you fix creative strategy. How does one fix signal quality? I guess you need to be on. I mean, I guess you need to be on Northbeam. I don't know how you fix signal quality.
Got to fix signal quality, and you got to use also a server-side tracking data as well on top of all of this. I would recommend server-side tracking data. You also have to factor in Northbeam as well. I would also factor in some post-purchase survey data. Talk to your customers frequently. These types of things. More data that you're ingesting, the better. Chris, you know that I like data. Oh, yeah. Another example as well. Ty, great example of some data enrichment as well. You want all of the data to come into you, and you are just there like Neo at the Matrix with the bullets, and the bullets are the data, and you're just stopping them, and you're looking at them, and you're saying, oh, that's actually the winner. Got it. That's the winner. Oh, that's actually the loser. Got it. That's what you do when you have more data.
Maybe outer signal.
There you go. Another layer on top of everything else. Outer signal, getting to know who your actual customers are. It's pretty substantial stuff, folks.
Substantial. Point number 4, view through.
Yeah.
Often beaten away from the timeline.
Hate it.
At least in years gone by. Okay. At least in years gone by. View through is where channels get validated. Meta sees plus 55.77% more conversions with view data. TikTok plus 132%.
Of course.
Pinterest plus 117%. CTV is nearly invisible without it. Click-only attribution is incomplete. Now, I know there's a lot of people that don't like this, but I mean, you know, this is the Northbeam weather report. I think they have a point here. There's something happening that, you know, click-only, last click's not seeing. Are you a fan of this or you're not?
I think there's a certain scale for brands where this is extremely valid. I would watch out for earlier brands leaning into this and basically getting false signals. But I would say once you have reached a certain level as a brand, this becomes extremely valid. This becomes extremely important data because it's basically spillover data on how the rest of the halo is reaching out.
You know, on the back of this weather report, I would like to bring up this tweet from Matthew Kobach, or perhaps it's Kobach. I think it's Kobach. Matthew Kobach. AI, he's the VP of marketing at Northbeam. AI is 10xing me and my team's output. What used to take a week now takes an hour, and the quality isn't decreased. Let's go, Matthew.
Let's go.
Let's go, Matthew, and let's go, Team Northbeam. Appreciate those insights, bringing those to us. Good to know. The more you know. And then insert the star meme going by. Last story of our lightning round here. new agency opportunity, new AI agency offering here. And I want to just tickle your brain a little bit with this one. I think you might like this. Let this one just hit your ears. Open Claw menu automation for restaurants. Open Claw menu creation for restaurants. Okay, just listen. And then we're going to show you the graphic. Okay, this comes to us from Everest Chris at Everest Chris 6. This Open Claw bot finds restaurants with ugly menus, rebuilds them. See, I see you leaning in. I see you're intrigued. I see you leaning in.
I'm interested.
You are. I know you are.
Like it. I'm interested.
I know you're intrigued.
Keep reading.
This is like tickling all of your cold email outbound. Like it's tickling it right now. I know it is. I know
the
you
mail
like
the owner a postcard on autopilot. that perked me up a little.
See, I knew it. I knew it.
All right. I'm interested. Let me hear about this.
This Open Claw bot finds restaurants with ugly menus. There are many of them. Rebuilds them as live web menus and mails the owner a postcard on autopilot. Here's how agencies can land recurring contracts with this system. Scrapes every restaurant in a city in real time. Filters by review count, plus rating, plus last menu update, plus photo quality. Pulls the real menu items from the official site, PDF, or Google reviews. Samples the brand palette from the restaurant's own visual identity. Renders a 9x16 brand matched menu. Hosted live at a QR accessible URL for the postcard. Writes a personalized postcard referencing a real reviewer and a real dish. Mails it to the registered office addressed to the owner by first name. Every step from discovery to brand matching to outreach is automated. Reply menu, retweet. I'll send you the free guide. Okay. I like all of this. I don't know the piece about the recurring contract. What? I don't. I mean, I guess you would have to figure out like, what are we offering the restaurant? How are we going to maintain the website? Are we going to do their marketing? We're going to run their social. Like, what are we going to do? But it seems like a great entry point for potentially working with restaurants.
Juicy hook. I don't think this is the actual product you can offer and scale. But if you have a product offering on the back of it, like you talked about there, we're building the website or basically doing the marketing. Very juicy hook. I am extremely bullish on, and I guess I can share this on the show. I'm extremely bullish on handwritten cards in the year of 2026. The open rate on a handwritten envelope card that you send to somebody is almost 100%. And the response rate that you're going to get compared to sending someone an email is going to be unbelievable. Because I can promise you, if they are acknowledging the fact that you took the time to write them a full card and you are referencing things and you actually took the time to physically ship it out, the response rate's unbelievable. And so I love this. I love the fact that you're hitting someone in real life. I think you have to kind of tie in the rest of the service on what your upsell is on top of this. Probably it's something along the lines with like website design. If you have a good visual identity with the menu, maybe you could do marketing, but this is a really good hook.
And let us not forget, Kendall Dickinson was just on the show this week. She started running socials with restaurants. That's what she did. And she got connected. Now, she's scaled Graza to the moon with the coolest socials ever, and done the same with Emmy and a bunch of other brands that she's a partner with. Let's go, Kendall. Now doing it with Sandbar. Restaurants, not a bad place to get started. And a very interesting way in there. I agree with you. You need some kind of service offering to go with this thing. And I'm interested. Why were you hesitant to share the sauce on handwritten cards on the show?
That's the absolute sauce right now. If you want the most overpowered thing in the entire world, it's sending someone a handwritten note, a full handwritten note to their physical home address. If you need a response, you will get the response.
Wow. I'm filing that one away.
You're welcome.
I'm thinking of some people that I should write a handwritten note to right now. Before we get to mailbag, we're gonna have mailbag here, and I have to confess, I got a handwritten note. I already saw the note, and we got to show who it's from and thank our good friends. But before we get there, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about our new sponsor, Rocked After Sale, baby. That's right. New sponsor of the show. Ladies and gentlemen, most D2C brands are obsessed with getting the next customer. Are they not? Yes, they are. But the real lever is just making more profit from the orders you already got. The orders you are already getting. If you're doing 5,000 orders a month, okay, what if you could add $3 to $4 to every single one of those bad boys without touching your ads, without doing anything different, okay? Without doing anything different. That's exactly what brands like Olakai, Cozy Earth, Groove Life, they're all doing that with Rocked After Sale, okay? Adding post-purchase upsells and downsells from cart through the thank you page, and then stacking an extra 30, 50 cents, okay, per order just by showing premium offers like brands, Disney Plus, HelloFresh, Venmo. Okay, this is all like high margin revenue and it's straight to your bottom line. You don't have to change anything. Okay, you just turn it on. Okay, no hit to conversion, no impact on LTV, and you can be live in minutes. Okay, this is absolute no-brainer. If you're already getting orders, you should be getting more out of them. Go to aftersale.com/offers, scrolling across the bottom of the screen, and start monetizing what you've already built. Many thanks to Rocked After Sale, brand new sponsor of the show. Boy, I was fired up about that one. I'm fired up about our new sponsors, man. Incredible.
Pumped.
I'm pumped.
Let's go.
I'm pumped. Okay, mailbag. Time for mailbag. And I want to say, okay, this first one, let's do the box. You got, we both have.
I got a box.
You got a box. Let's do box. This comes to us by way of our good friend Matthew at Silencer Shop, our boy, who we were hanging out with into the wee hours of the morning on Monday after our dinner. Go to dinner, by the way.
Go to dinner.
And Matthew, if you don't know Silencer Shop, you should. Goated company, and Matthew is a goated operator.
Oh yeah.
You should see their installations. I mean, they do an incredible job in the 2A world, which Shopify now supports. Let's see what our boy sent to us here. Looky here. Got some shirt swag. Should we?
I already opened mine.
You opened yours?
Shirt. Yeah, dude. I love this shirt,
bro. Look at that.
It's comfy too.
Oh yeah, it's got a great feel to it.
Vibes on the back.
Fast
Vibes
to the draw.
On the back.
Vibes on the back. Very Central Texas. Let's see what we got here. Oh, whoa! Look at here. Silencer Shop and Echelon Armed Golfer Lemonade Tea Energy Plus Hydration.
Vibes. Absolute vibes. Look at this. Look at that branding. That's crazy.
Look at that. Hey, let's just ask this question. Like, what D2C brand do you know just like did a drink collab just for the fun of it and made an? I mean, there's only one I know. Silencer Shop, baby. Only one. Shout out. I gotta save one of these and put one on the wall. That one's going on the wall.
Ready for this?
Let's go, baby. Mints, custom mints, I think is what these are. Is that right?
Yeah, custom mints.
Custom pouches, mints of some sort.
Yeah, exactly.
Customized Silencer Shop branded, brother. You know, we give a silencer.
You get it because they're silencer. It's like the copy. It's like the copy we talked about yesterday.
Exactly. With our boy
we give
Nabil.
A sheet. We give a sheet.
Exactly.
We give
Exactly. Look at these things. Okay, custom branded. You know, like if you go to SHOT Show, you go to somewhere that Silencer Shop is at. You go to one of their installations with their, with their booths. This is going to absolutely crush. And also, I'll say we saw Matthew's installation, bro. They like rolled in a whole Airstream into their installation, into their booth. It's wild.
Handwritten card, unbelievable.
Let's go with the stickers.
Unbelievable.
Let's go, Matthew.
I also got the stickers. Crazy.
Our boy. And then one last.
I also got that tea.
Our boy Matthew.
Unbelievable. Just, we appreciate throwing those dinners, but just for an attendee to reach out and say it was unbelievable like that, and Send us some amazing stuff in the mail. We appreciate
Look
that.
at that,
Yeah.
bro. Look at
Look
that
at that.
cowboy design. That is crazy
Yeah.
work.
Yes.
Look at that. Crazy work.
Yes. Let's go.
I will say this. Matthew's not just a great hang, and Silencer Shop is not just a baller of a business. He's great. He's a great marketer too, which is
Absolutely.
that's why they have things like this. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Custom pouches or mints of some sort.
Yeah.
Incredible. All right, last mailbox for me, and one of these is for you.
Okay.
I think there's two inside of here. I'm gonna let you choose. This comes from our boy Phil, Philip Lee from Alabama, who found some spices in the exotic places of Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Enoch seasonings, baby. Enoch seasonings. I've got 4 pepper blend here. 4 pepper blend. Ooh, ginger coffee rub.
Beautiful.
Ginger coffee rub.
Yeah.
I feel like one of these needs to go into the Hall of Fame back here. The Wall of Fame. We'll call it the Wall of Fame.
The Wall of Fame. I love that.
Are you going to add a little more swag to the Wall of Fame behind you?
I have some right here. I'm about to add some of that Silencer Shop into it.
Got to. And I'm going to get you one of these bad boys. I'm going to send you one of these, and then I really want to use the ginger coffee rub.
That's all yours.
I want to keep that one.
Yeah, that's all yours.
Oh, and guess what? Our boy Philip's hip. Handwritten card.
Beautiful.
Handwritten card.
I'm telling you.
Handwritten card. Philip, we love you, brother. Matthew,
We
love you. Look at these stickers, man. Baller
so
stickers.
Good. They're so nice.
Did you know that Epic Branding will help you sell for your 2A brand? That is the case.
Absolutely.
Many thanks to Alex Padilla, Brello Health, 0 to 9 figures in 18 months, 3,000 new ads per month. It's 100 per day.
Yeah.
Goated. We need to have him back to talk about the retention side, because I know he had sauce on the retention side that we didn't totally squeeze out.
Yeah.
Jacques Spitzer, give that guy his flowers. I not only does he make like some of the best creative in on the internet, literally has made the best performing YouTube ad of all time, but early investor at Gruns. Shout out Gruns. There we go. There we go. Shout out Gruns. Shout out for him being an investor. Incredible. And shout out to Joey. Joey knows everybody. Joey Spanjers knows everybody, and he knows how to fix your cash flow, especially if you're going into retail, especially if you're CPG. Many thanks to Incense, Seguno, Postscript, Rocked After Sell, and Axon by App11. We love you. Thanks for making the show possible, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to chop all of this up. Many weekend watches to come. Be on the timeline. You will see them and enjoy them. Colin, last word before we get out of here.
Write a handwritten card to somebody this weekend.
Write a handwritten card to somebody. And many thanks for being part of the show. We'll see you on the other side.